What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yo, 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 yo.
How's everybody doing, huh?
What up, what up, what up?
We feeling good?
I'm feeling real good, man.
Magnificent.
Yo, I hope this screen, I hope everyone can see you right now.
Oh, yeah, I can see me right now.
Welcome back to 3 Beats Later.
That's
Welcome
a gift, bro.
What, my dance moves?
Yeah, that's a gift, bro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll break it down when it's breaking down.
So we are back. Hey, today we got a pretty chill day for you. No guests today, but we do want to talk about plugins. And the title of today's episode is Plugins and Chill. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to talk about plugins, things that we've been using a lot of, not necessarily new stuff, but just stuff that has been extremely useful for us in making music. So if you're new to 3 Beats Later, we are a music making podcast and live stream. We get together every single week. We challenge ourselves to make a one original piece of music every single week based on a theme, and we get together and share that music together. We also sell beats. We also make sound kits, drum kits, all that good stuff. We have merch online you could purchase, and we also invite guests on. We had a whole bunch of guests recently, and today's kind of like our day off from guests, so we're just going to kick it a little bit and talk about music creation. I do have some quick announcements because the guests are coming back starting next week. And
They coming back.
and we have some really interesting guests coming up because they are extremely knowledgeable, and we want to kind of talk to them, pick their brains, learn from them. That's what 3 Beats Later is all about, learning about music, learning about how to make better music, and building that community. Here we go. So we are going to have Vortex from Mobile Music Pro come through. And Vortex is a dude who runs Mobile Music Pro. He has a YouTube channel. He showcases a lot of what is going on in the whole iPad world. Any kind of mobile device, if you can make music on it, then he is going to showcase how you can do that. And he builds a pretty cool community too that also includes a lot of the actual developers of these apps. So he's going to come through. He's going to talk a little bit about making mobile music, making music on your iPad, the different apps that you can get access to. He also has kind of a history talking about and advocating for Bitcoin. And so he's going to come on and let us know a little bit about the intersection of making music and crypto. And, Q is not with us today, but, he's our resident futurist and crypto guru.
Yeah, big shout out to Q, man. He holding it down, making money for the team. Q. Making money for the team. Power.
And
there he is.
There he is. He's with us.
Power.
There he is. So Vortex is going to come through. Check out his YouTube channel. And in fact, I was, watching a lot of his videos recently. He has a roundtable where he brings on app developers, and they get a chance to kind of like talk about app development and what it means for the music making community. So a lot of interesting stuff. The maker and developer of Koala, which I think we've talked about a little bit. That's a really dope app that you can get on, I think, all devices now. And they have a really strong community of people that just make beats using Koala. So Vortex is going to just educate us and let us know what is good. And we also have also some of the developers that he had on that roundtable, the maker of Blease, all their different apps, another designer, developer, and a dude who makes this this music theory app as well. A lot of cool stuff in that roundtable discussion. Okay, second announcement is that Q is hustling hard, and he sent out a tweet of what he's dealing with just recently. But he has a lot of stuff going on. One of the things that he was promoting is his upcoming release. So if you go on Bandcamp and you go to Q.Rock 639, he has another album that he's dropping on a very special day, 2/22/22. It's a day, very near and dear to my heart as well. So go on Bandcamp. I think you could probably pre-order this. Yes, you can. You can pre-order Q's album. So check him out and check out this album, Ritualistic Renaissance Resistance, coming up. Then on the following Monday, so not this upcoming Monday I'm sorry, let me clarify this really quick. When we have Vortex on from Mobile Music Pro, that is actually not going to be next Monday, because next Monday is Valentine's Day. We're gonna skip Valentine's Day and go to the next day. So Vortex is going to be on Tuesday, February 15th. So we will not be rocking on a Monday night next week. We'll be rocking on a Tuesday night. The next guest that we have after Vortex is actually on a Monday, which is the following week on the 21st. Is it the 21st? Yeah, it's the 21st. So that is our guest who is going to come on, Excalibur Zero. He is going to rock with us and tell us more about sync licensing and making music specifically for sync placements. So, last week we had our music supervisor guest on, Trey Ace. He's actually sitting in the role as a music supervisor, telling us a little bit about, behind the scenes and what it takes to select the right music. We're going to bring on Excalibur, who has more experience in actually placing his music on. So, we're going to get more education, trying to understand, what it takes. X has a course that's called Turn Your Type Beats into TV Placements. So, we're starting to see that now. It seems like a lot of producers are kind of like figuring out the game a little bit and building a strategy behind it and finding a way to basically get their music on TV. And X is going to just kind of break down some of that. His YouTube channel is filled with gems. I was watching a couple of these shorts, and really, really smart stuff. Tangible things that you could just basically start thinking about right now if you're making beats specifically for that purpose. And other than that, follow us online as well, like the video, tell another producer friend to go on to YouTube and search for 3 Beats Later and hit that bell and all that good stuff. All right, what's good, everybody? What's good?
What's good, man? I'm great, man. I'm feeling amazing. Yeah, I'm feeling amazing. I'm excited about the guests that we had recently. I'm excited about the guests that we are about to have. And I'm also excited about everything that we have going on that's coming up. As you can see right here on the Instagram page we're sharing, we got a lot of dope people coming up. So, but big shout out to everybody who's been on the show so far this year. I mean, we came in hitting really hard this year, right? First guest was Mickey Fax.
Yes, sir.
First guest back for the new year was Mickey Fax, and he dropped a lot of knowledge about the hip hop, R&B, financial side of things, where he's putting out so many things, man. If you haven't watched that episode, go back and watch it. It's the first episode of this year. He's dropping a school of lyricism. He has a competition for MCs, albums coming out that drop financial education all the way through. it's just dope, man. It's dope, and it's very great way to start off the new year. And a lot of people new focus to the new year is financial. So if you missed that episode, go check it out. And then we had Trey Ace on last week, and he dropped a lot of gems about getting songs placed and how to be that unique sound that people look for. You know, he said he go through Apple Music and look in the, you know, artists similar to, you know, the other artists. So you may not be that mainstream artist, but if your style is unique, there's people looking for that unique thing that they could be the first one to really bring to the forefront. So, you know, if you're not mainstream or you have your own unique sound, keep going, be encouraged.
Absolutely.
Facts.
P, what's good in your world, man?
Yeah, absolutely nothing. I'm just another day at the office, guys.
Right.
Yeah, no, shout out my warrior wife, who's gonna be due with our firstborn child in about I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Woo!
So yeah.
So if that February 21st episode comes out, you're gonna be in the hospital, possibly streaming live in the hospital, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Of course. we're gonna stream the birth live.
Oh God, man.
On 3 beats later, it's gonna happen on a Monday.
Challenge.
Yeah, man. So it's pretty, you know, you guys already know this feeling. You know, I don't even have to describe this to you guys because you've been through this before, so you already know how it just feels really weird how you're slowly approaching this huge change in your life, but you can predict some of it, but there's so much of it that you can't even predict. So I'm just at that point where I'm just here for the ride, man. Just here for the ride.
Well,
here for the ride.
Listen, you're here to be told exactly what to do at all times by your child, man. So, but that's the beautiful part of your life.
You lose no longer, feeling in your hands, bro.
You are no longer in control of your life.
Your hands.
Wait. Yeah. You're no longer in control of your life.
In your hands.
Your back
so just make sure your child knows what he wants. That way they can help you get what they want.
Okay.
And do like starting today, get some like back exercises going, stretch out that back, because the position you'll be in trying to rock the baby is gonna really mess some stuff up back there.
I hear a lot about the back pain stuff. I do hear about that. I stretch a lot now, so it should be good.
Are you
bend your knees, man?
Yeah, boys to men style. Down up,
bend your knees, bro. You don't want to drop the baby in the crib like Voldemort, bro. Like everybody. If Voldemort was resurrected, you know, he dropped him in that pot, bro. You don't want that happening.
Oh my gosh, that's just hilarious. What a great reference. Yeah, man. I mean, hey, you know, it's gonna be a fourth beat later. That's all I can say.
Yes.
There
we go.
No, but look on the bright side.
He's literally coming out of the shadows.
Yeah. Hello, world.
Out of the shadows.
Okay.
Come out of the shadows.
Literally.
Listen, man. All I know is this. You about to be able to sample hella baby sounds.
Nice.
Oh man, bro.
I'm gonna recreate the Timbaland and Aaliyah joint.
Right. Are you that someone?
Sleep.
Dope.
Sleep is over. Just wanted to let you know that.
True. That's true.
Yeah. Cheeky looks pretty well rested.
Looks at the
you know, we're kind of lucky. I think our dude is like, I don't know. He likes to get his naps in. So
that's because you named him after a whiskey.
That's right.
That's the cheat code. Name your kid after alcohol.
Strategic.
And what's the middle name? We need a middle name.
Listen, if Cheeky was to sit in a room by himself for 10 minutes, he'll be asleep. He will fall asleep.
Yo, when I got on the stream, he was in the pitch black room. I think he was resting until he heard a voice.
Yes.
That's the hard part. I'll put him down at night, and you know, sometimes it's a little bit later than we want to, but it's like 8:00 and I'm rocking him and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going down. Down. It's like
you're rocking yourself to sleep.
Yeah. How do I get up after that? You know?
You don't.
I did that last night.
The trick is this, man. You gotta let them fall asleep in something else, and then transfer them. Don't let them fall asleep on you, man. They fall asleep on you, you going to sleep.
Yeah. And you're gonna wake them up when you get up too.
Right.
Like once you get up and realize you've been here for about an hour or two.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dumb time
like,
too. It's gonna be like 1 a.m. You're not gonna want to move. Like, yo, if I wake him up now, he's gonna be up all night. I might as well just lay here. So now you go back to sleep.
It's over.
Back in the chair. 3 sleeps later. What's up? All right, so we're to talk about plugins tonight, right? We got some plugins to talk through.
Too much plugin.
I don't know if we want to spin a wheel because we could just kind of go whoever wants to go.
The plug. This show should be called The Plugs I Met.
The plugs I met.
I messed up hard. Can I go and change the name? Maybe I can go and change the name.
Yo, listen. All right, well, listen, let's just flip a coin. If it lands on his side, then I'll go first.
Well, who's flipping the coin?
Tails never fails.
I pick Tails. So the greatest people of all time have picked Tails.
Wait. Who is a Tails never fails person? Just raise their hand, please. Okay, blocked. Next.
Did y'all see Josh Allen tweet the word pain?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I don't follow any.
Oh man, I was watching the Pro Bowl. That was
really
fun. Stephon Diggs was having fun out there. They were putting Diggs on Diggs a lot.
Oh really?
Nobody's really doing
Stephon Trevor.
Did they play a little better? You know,
the dodgeball was actually watch the Pro Bowl dodgeball. It was actually pretty good. It was a good game of dodgeball.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
was that the day before the game?
Has it come to dodgeball? Has it really come to dodgeball? Oh gosh.
Well, was that the day before where they just do all that dumb shit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I did not watch. I haven't watched. I can't even tell you the last time I saw a Pro Bowl game.
Yeah.
I was just bored.
I had no grades.
Plugs, man. I'm interested to see what plugins you guys got this week, man.
Okay. Actually, we're bringing the wheel. We're bringing it in. All right, here we go.
Yes, the wheel on deck.
One dummy spin, and then we're going to start talking about plugins.
Oh, wow. I just flipped the coin and landed on Tails.
Are you a Tails never fails person?
Heads.
Oh, damn, it picked me twice. All right, I'm going in.
I'm going in.
Okay, let's talk about, I'm sorry, but we've talked about it before, but we got to go in a little bit deeper today. So here we go. 1 second. I did not change my audio driver, so bear with me here. So I'm going to show 2 things. One is specific to Logic, and the other one is specific to Native Instruments. So first, let's talk about the Logic plugin that I'm going to show you. It's just a built-in kind of tool that comes with Logic, but I think it's super helpful. It definitely just saved me so much time. Okay, cool. So we're in Logic right now, and I had a chord. So this is actually showing the track from last week, the track that I built for the sync episode, and this was a track built around a great vocalist's a cappella, Isaiah Jones. So I had a chord structure behind that. And what I wanted to do was just write these chords out, right? But sometimes just going in and sequencing chords in the piano roll is just completely a pain in the butt, right? So instead of doing that, I used this tool called Chord Trigger, which is in Logic. It's already built in. So I'm going to show you Chord Trigger first. Okay, cool. First off, can you hear some audio? You could hear that, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So Chord Trigger, first off, this is just if you are looking for a way to have your keyboard play an entire chord when you just play one note, that's what Chord Trigger is used for. So all you really do is you go in to this little area here, which allows you to pick the different MIDI effects. And one of the MIDI effects, I use the arpeggiator a lot, but the second effect is called Chord Trigger. So that opens up a piano and it shows you the top is like, this is the button that you have to press. And then when you press it, you can code in or just trigger in by pressing those little keys, the actual chord you want it to output, right? So it took me about like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to kind of like build each chord, right? It kind of auto puts these together. These are all in the key of C, right? These are like the auto gen ones. So once I triggered everything together, right, I was able to say this note, I want it to be that chord, which is what you see in this output section right here, right? And once you get that in going, then this is my second chord. That's my third chord. And then we got, oops.
So Cheeky, quick question.
Yep.
And I don't know if you're gonna get into this later, but is there a way for you to I don't know, do they have like a chord library of some sort or anything of that nature?
Unfortunately, they don't.
Does it go? It goes by scale type, right?
So you have to build it. So I knew I was in the key of, I don't even remember what the key is. It was in the key of F minor, right? So unfortunately, I didn't have like a code sheet on my right hand side that showed me all the different chords in the key of F minor. I just have that much knowledge playing guitar that I know how to spell those different chords, right? F minor, whatever, G minor, A flat major. And then I kind of chose the 6 different chords that were in this song. And I had to go in and basically plug them in, right? So if you have like an okay foundation of like how to build, for instance, this is like a C minor chord here, then all you have to do is hit this button and it'll play a C minor for you after you code it in, right? So there are apps, and I think I just want to go and buy a plugin that will do that they'll figure it out for you. So I can just say F minor and then it'll like pull up all the MIDI chords and just shove those in. Because I kind of like thought, that's like, oh, that's stupid. I don't need to do that. But now the more that I'm doing these things and I need to be quicker, I just need as many tools as I possibly can to just shove chords in, because it doesn't matter about, oh, I know how to spell out a C minor. That doesn't mean anything. Like what means something now is just saving time. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like why I pulled this out, because I knew that I was going to be using these different chords throughout this whole progression, right? So ultimately, I'm just hitting one note right now, and then it's playing the whole chord. Okay, and then the next level, just to your point, P, is like, if I had some sort of cheat sheet, then that would help me even more, right? Because then I could just select them from like a menu and say like, play an F minor, play a C minor, or whatever. But it doesn't work that way. So it's not super sophisticated, but it still is like helping me. I didn't know I could expand that.
I promise I won't be talking about that specific VST.
You can now. It's no longer a secret.
Okay.
I didn't know that they had something like this in the system that they use. So
wow,
you can use that tonight if you want.
I already had another presentation, but I guess Cheeky, we're talking about Ripcord, which is this VST that he put me onto. That it's kind of quirky, but it also is kind of really cool, and it essentially does what you're doing, but it gives you chords.
Yeah, you can't. It doesn't go
songs,
from
right?
No, it's not from certain songs. It's just like
from
let's say for instance.
Yeah, like say for instance, they are from certain songs, actually.
You can get it. You can download them from certain songs, but that's not what it's designed for. It's
designed. You showed me that
for
trick,
like
though. I used that. I used the song libraries.
Yeah, they got rid of it though. So you have to create. Let's say for instance, you are a musician. Yeah. You can create a kit, and the kit has all minor 9
chords or something.
Minor 9 chords, major 7 chords, and you just go up the scale, but they're not all in order. So it's not specifically from any song anymore. If you have those, that's cool, but it wasn't designed for that, and I think that's kind of why they got rid of that feature.
Yeah.
There's just chords that are in that scale, in that scale type. So
right.
Yeah. So
and that would be like the perfect accessory to this, right? It's because right now I was like, I'm building this song. I'm like, shit, man, I have to, like, I know I'm going to be using these chords all the time. I am not a keyboard player, but I have enough understanding of chord structure to like understand what notes I wanted to play on the keys. And it's not where Ripcord is, right? Because Ripcord is like the next step, right? It's like just choosing from a menu and saying like import this, and then I have it all laid out for me. Unfortunately,
I like that better though. This is
I was about to say, I was about to say exactly what you said. I think this is actually
Ripcord is cool because it gives you chords, but this is better because it lets you know what chords are in that key. You don't get that in Ripcord. Ripcord, it doesn't go by key. Like you could press a C, but it might be on a D minor 9 chord.
Pretty much.
Okay, I see. So this also doesn't really do that automatically. I was hoping that it would. Like I was just wishing that there'd be like a little drop down that said like A minor, and then it would change all the dots. But watch. So basically, if I want to sequence something, I just hit learn. I press this button. Now I know anytime I hit this D, the D3, then I can tell it, watch, I want it to play these notes. I'm just pressing anything, right? So that's all it took for me to get that, right? I just hit learn. I pressed the button that I wanted it to learn. Then I chose the right notes that I wanted it to play, right? So that's like what it takes to just input it, which takes a little bit of time, basically. That's all I'm getting at. It's pretty cool. It'll save you some time if you're going to use all the same type of chords, because you could just kind of like do it one time, set it and forget it. Ultimately, what it allowed to happen is this chord structure here. As you're hearing, right? These are all the chords in that track from last week, right? So I recorded this, and it's just one note when you look at the MIDI, because it's using Chord Trigger.
Yeah.
So all the MIDI is just one note. So you don't get any of that like real feel. Like I'm not like plucking and having the notes hit like a microsecond apart, or like a real keyboard player would, right? So once that's in place, then I've used that to throw in the plugin that I want to talk about, which might blow up my computer, but we're going to try it out, which is one that we featured already here, and it's called Glaze. That's right. Glaze. But what's really cool about Glaze is that it has all of these pre-programmed sounds. And if you listen to the first sound, I mean, this is just like kind of what I was going for right away, right? Okay, that was probably glitchy. Did you hear any of that audio?
Yeah, it's glitching. It's glitching a little something.
So Contact, Native Instruments, streaming, and trying to do that at the same time is like impossible. So I'm going to shut this down, but I already bounced out some of these sounds so you can kind of hear them, so it won't blow up my computer. So I just was going through some of the plugins. I'm sorry, the what are they called when it's already built in?
Templates?
Like the sounds that are kind of already built in.
Oh, the presets.
Preset.
Oh,
hey,
preset.
Okay.
Default sounds.
There we go. My brain is not working. So, and I went up and down and was like, you know what? This sounds good. This sounds good. This one is called Bounce Ball, I think is what it's called.
Now, quick question though. Who do we know the person that made Glaze?
We sure do.
Who made Glaze?
Curtis Sauce Wilson. And his partner too was involved. So yeah, if you want to watch that interview that we had with him, Curtis was on 3 Beats Later, and he talked a little bit about his career, kind of gave us all that information, and he talked a little bit about Glaze. I don't know what episode it was, but it was about 10 episodes ago.
Yeah.
So this is just one of those presets, and even in Glaze, it says like C minor. I think that those are some of the presets that Curtis created. So this is just one using those chords, those MIDI chords. And this is a preset called Bounce Ball or something like that. That sounds kind of cool. Here's another one you're about to listen to. I'll turn it up 1 second. I got it panned to the right. So a little distorted sound, right? It's called Toy Train. That's all coming from Glaze's presets. I'm gonna play another one. This is actually in the track, and it's like a little bit of a darker sound. So atmosphere, right? That's what I'm looking for. I mean, I could go in and play the keys, right? So this is both of them together, right? But this gives you some movement and some feeling and some vibe, right?
Yeah,
it's just
like
by
that.
using a preset on Glaze, which is a super dope plugin.
I like that a lot. So you use that, the chord preset, the chord VST,
yep,
with Glaze, and that's what's playing the instruments of the chord, right?
Yep. I created the MIDI using Chord Trigger. And then once Chord Trigger was activated, once I pulled up Glaze, then I was using all those sounds from Glaze. Yeah. And when you listen to Glaze, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. I mean, I think, you could download packs, right? Nowadays you could get like vocal sample packs, right? And just get like some people singing. That is built into this plugin. Let me just unmute it actually. Now I think about it. Yeah, that is built into this plugin. That's some random noises, but you can go and get runs from singers. Here we go. They have like really good kind of like chorus sounds, like vocal sounds, like a chorus. But then they also have like runs, basically. Let me try to find some runs. 1 second. So think about that noise, right? If you're just trying to like fill out your track and you wanted to take that one vocal sample, add a bunch of effects and have that come in at a certain point and fade away, that could create some atmosphere in your track, just like further in the background. And you know how much, vocal samples are used nowadays. It's just like all the time. It's just kind of like creating that atmosphere and that vibe. So this is, again, just super, 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 super dope plugin. There's all these presets. You can go into, let's see, bass. They have bass sounds too, which are pretty cool. But what I want to show is these lead sounds. 1 second. Oh, riffs and runs. Here we go. Talk about using vocal samples. Let's do some more. Hang on 1 second. Riffs and runs, riffs and runs. Come on.
I had a track in my head right now as soon as I heard that. And that's licensed though? You can use that?
You can use this. I mean, you can just add that into like background of your track.
Is it like going all the way up the keyboard on that singing?
Yeah,
like singing?
I believe so. There's like actually there might be one octave where you have runs. So think about taking like those runs, right? What I like to do is throw some like automated pan going on. So I'm just gonna throw on this stereo tremolo just to. So that's just some pan. Let's do it slower, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's what I've been getting into. Like sometimes I get plugins, I don't have enough time to like really dig. The next one I'm really gonna dig into is this Hyperion Brass Elements. But
I hear good things about that.
Yeah, it's pretty dope too. But Glaze, man, that's the one I want to showcase. So if you don't have it, get out there, check it out, download it. I believe it's pretty affordable, and you get these little runs built into it. I mean, that could make your track right there. Nice intro. When you don't have the cheekettes, that is.
Can you imagine the singer trying to sing over that and they don't voice something like that? You make a beat for a singer.
All right, I'm done. I'm gonna spin the wheel.
Word up. I like that, man.
Fire.
Throw some Glaze
Power.
in that drink.
Much power.
Glaze.
Pop. pop.
It's Glaze and the Monster Machines.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That's another thing, P. You'll be randomly singing the songs from your children's shows.
Yeah. Nothing
you
you can do
don't see
about
the
it.
wheel, bro.
Mhm. Yeah, we don't
Oh,
see
you
the
don't?
wheel.
You gotta spin it again. We see your home screen.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
I wonder who just came
Mhm.
up though. That's what I'm
It was you.
wondering.
It
I
was
know,
P.
right?
It was.
It was me.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna double tap me. Watch.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Dang. I just guessed it was you. I didn't
get
know.
over here.
Oh, you know what? I just realized I realized I hadn't connected with my joint.
I just realized I was watching the game, and
There's no game on. Well, I wish there was a game.
I was
on.
watching the highlights.
Couple best. I think the Knicks is playing.
The Knickerbockers.
Yeah.
The Knickerbockers.
When your room looks kind of weird, and it looks that he ain't there.
Yeah, so this week I kind of struggled a little bit in terms of just like what VSC can I bring to the table, especially considering that you guys are really nice with the VSCs, especially your boy E, the notorious VST, as we like to call him. So I just thought about, what's one of the things that I do a little bit differently, especially when integrating with Ableton. And Q, who isn't on the show today, usually brings up my tendency to use I was about to call them stems, but they're called scenes. And essentially all a scene is when you have several different instruments inside of your DAW, well, this particularly being Ableton. Each one of these obviously is a separate instrument. But if you look at them from left to right, you see that in this case, I only have two of them selected with a pattern. And that means that if I play it, I'm only going to trigger those two instruments. Now, I use this in tandem with my MIDI controller. And I know that every time I play a beat, people like to call me a DJ. But essentially the reason I'm able to trigger my samples live is because I utilize this kind of just scene approach. And I know that most of you guys layer out your beats and sequence them normally, which is typically how you would approach producing a beat. But I like the opportunity to present my beats live in this format. So I guess I'm just going to show you how I do this really quickly. So in this case, I'm just playing these two scenes, as you can see right here. But when I go down to this fourth scene, I'm going to trigger these 5 different instruments. And then I get more of a beat. So yeah, that's how I do my little live triggering when you guys see me DJing or whatnot.
So it's going from top to bottom is the row. It's like a row. You're playing a whole row, right?
Right. I'm playing an entire row. And the columns are the different instruments. That's one of the cool things that's Ableton provides, is that you can layer out your beats this way. If I switch over to sequence mode, you can see that this is a normal sequence. And this is how you would usually play your beat if you just wanted to play it. But whenever I'm playing my beats live and you guys are trying to figure out, how I'm doing it, this is how I'm doing it. I'm triggering each one of these rows using my MIDI controller. And this little red rectangle right here that you see is my MIDI controller. I have a button for each one of these buttons. And
buttons for my buttons.
I got buttons on buttons on buttons. call me Joe Buttons.
Joe, I was about to say that.
And they glow. So the ones that are active glow, and I can press them and I can just trigger them live, and it's a lot of fun. It actually kind of makes it like a video game almost.
Do you sequence
So-
also? Like when you're playing the beat, is it normally sequenced in that format you showed us, the other format, or are you on the fly doing it?
Well, what I can record it. So sometimes what I do is, just because I'm so comfortable with triggering the scenes, I set it up this way, and then I just kind of flow with it, and then I record that session. And then when I switch to session mode, Ableton records what I just did.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So it just lays it out. So that's a really easy way of
Arranging.
recording. Yeah, arranging, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then there was one other thing I wanted to show you guys on this beat. Oh, just quickly, and this is all Ableton 101. I know you guys got the advanced VSC, so I'm just gonna get them some basic game, but only because you guys mentioned these things from that I've done from previous shows, and one of those is my tendency to break up audio samples, or vocal samples rather. So if we
Yes.
can take, I use the simpler, which is a very if you have Ableton and you want to sample and you're not using the simpler, it's just the quickest way to sample, because you drag an MP3 or wave into this box here and it automatically chops it up. And when it comes to the audio vocals, if you go on YouTube, you can just find chatter and you can just sample it. And then really, when you play around with the buttons, you eventually are going to find something that has some type of rhythm to it. And yeah, that's how I do it, actually. It's just try to find something that has some type of rhythm to it. And that's about it.
That's even cool insight into the little vocal sample thing too, because that does have a rhythm to it. You know, he's not just going like rah, it's like blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying either, but just catching that, a lot of, I don't know, I'm inspired by a lot of producers who've done that on a lot of different beats. That's why I started even thinking to do that. Kanye's good at doing that a lot as well. He puts a lot of those random vocal samples and chops them up.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
all
good
right,
stuff,
guys.
P. Good stuff.
I wonder who's gonna be out of the
Dope.
three of us.
Nope.
Here we go. It is
Ah,
Grim.
Is it
you're
Grim?
rotten, Mr. Grimm. You're
Okay. Let me get this set up for you guys.
I got a treat for y'all tonight too, so I'm glad I'm going last.
It's a treat.
Going last.
You got some sweets.
You can even eat the dishes.
You guys hear that?
Yeah.
So one of my favorite VSTs to use is RC20. It's more like a texture plugin, just to add, either if you want like a tape sound, a record vinyl sound, or even like a tube sound, different compressed sounds that can come out of like different effects for me, or how I use it. I also use it for snares, kicks, like one shots. Sometimes I don't add all effects, but just let me I'll play what I have, like this sample from the Earth, Wind and Fire. And this is with RC. This is without. And what I did was, add a little iron effect to it. Also, you can switch from tube, crunch. Let me play it for you. Just to go through the transactions of. But that mainly gives me an option for a type of effect. I could, if I want to layer the sound, if I want to dumb it down with the bits, if I want to make it sound like a video game, or if I want to make it sound more spacey, it gives me the option. It has a dope like reverb effect on here, which is the space effect. Also, if you take all this stuff off, you can use it like just a basic. Sometime what I do is I'll take these off and I use it just for like almost like a tape effect, where little dropouts. Either I could put it on the flutter or the wear, make it sound worn out. Either the same thing here with the wobble. I could turn it up, slow the rate down if I need to. I don't mess with it mostly, but I don't turn the wobble up on samples, because it sounds a little crazy. But certain sounds, certain synth sounds, it works perfect with. Also, I use, like with my snares, I use space for the reverb, and maybe digital, just to drop the rates on the snare to make it a little bit more cruddy for like a Wi-Fi sound as well. Also, with the vinyl, gives you the snap, crackle, and pop if you want that sound. Like if it's real clean,
You could,
me,
instant vinyl right there.
Instant vinyl, and there's a few settings. You can have a quiet vinyl, 7-inch, 15-inch, muffle, almost like an AM radio. And also this right here is the magnitude, which allows you to use, how much effect, total texture you want to have on the overall sound that you're putting out. Also, it gives you an option to turn your gain up. You can make it wide. You can mono it. Change the tone. Without, it's like almost like a light filter. Also, this is like an EQ. You can change the wave on it. A little sharp. There's different ways to play around to get a different sound texture. And that's it, man. That's my favorite. One of my favorite plugins.
Grim, you are the reason why I had to get RC20.
Yeah, bro.
Because after you have showed like so many beats where you used it in all different ways, because I think it's kind of like in any like YouTube video, not in YouTube, but in a lot of YouTube tutorials, you see like people use it from here, from time to time. And I was always kind of like on the fence, like, do I really need to get that? But after the things that I've seen you do with it, I was like, okay, I absolutely need that. So
it changes the dynamic of a beat. Like, you could get a simple sound and just transform it. Yeah. It makes the song sound different, when you do that. So it adds a lot. When I first looked at it, I was like, the same things. Like, I don't really need that. I could just work with what I got. But it gets mundane. So how many plugins can you get with different sounds? Eventually you start running into a loop where plugins start having the same sounds. So I start noticing, like, what's the difference? Okay, the texture in this plugin, the sounds is different from this plugin. So how can I get there without, spending a bunch of money on plugins and stuff like that? RC20.
And you're right about taking a sample and instantly kind of making it a little bit more like lo-fi.
Yeah.
I took a lot of clean samples where I was trying to sample something that was just too clean. It was like, it just didn't sound right. And I didn't have it on vinyl, but if you just throw it into the sampler and then, slap RC20 on it, you could bump up the vinyl sound. You could, put in some of that distortion. It's like, it automatically sounds like it's like a little bit like a dusty record. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It gives it life. Like it adds life to it. The texture, man. Texture is everything. Because, me, I believe that, all sounds is relative. So it's like, you're not going to hear a chord basic sound or anything. You're not going to hear nothing new. Everything is going to be created textures. So,
you know what? And if we got a second too, while he's going on his, I want to show you something cool with RC20 that I started messing with too. So we'll let you go, and then I'm gonna come back and give a bonus joint at the end.
Yeah,
good stuff, Grim.
Yes, sir.
The secrets.
The secrets of us.
Getting everybody's secrets today.
Yeah. All right. So today, guys, I'm going to play a track that I worked on for our Soul Trey Ace episode. I ended up playing a different track on the episode. But I have this track that I worked on. It's called Da Da Da. So the track, I'm gonna play really quick a clip of it, and then I'm gonna break down the VST or the plugin that I use.
You better not play a clip. You better play the whole joint.
I'm playing the clip of the track.
Nah, you playing the whole joint, bro.
I'm gonna press play right now. Never have I met someone like you, yeah. But now I'm feeling down. No one else around but you. No one but you. So I'm saying I'm saying All right, so the VST I want to talk about is the Autotune Vsc that I use. It's called an Autotuner by BeatLab. And so if you know, Ableton does not default come with an Autotune. It has a tuner that you can use, but it's not the same. And you have to really go in and kind of pick the offset for every single note. Kind of gets really, really, really annoying and tiresome. So, but BeatLab created an Autotune plugin. And if you go to BeatLab website, you can download it. It's completely free. And it plugs in. You can drag it right into your Max audio effects. So I'm going to break down what this does for me. So I'm getting ready to play this for you really quickly without the beat. 1 second here. And y'all gonna get to hear some raw vocals too. I'm gonna play it without the auto-tune on it, so you can hear how it sounds without it as well. Now, with the auto-tuner, you do have to stick as close to your key as you possibly can, but I'm assuming that's with any auto-tune software. But it just helps it sound a lot better when you stick close to it. So, da-da. Never have I met someone like you, yeah. But now I'm feeling down. No one else around but you. No one but you. So without that, the vocals would have been very different. So without that, the vocals would have been very different. Now, I didn't write this song. I wrote the song, but I was just getting an idea out of my head. I didn't change anything on the idea. So I started out with the da 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 part, and I was just like, okay, just saying da da da, or y'all know how I create. I just belt out little chants, and then I keep the chants, and they end up being the hook. And then I go from there and make the rest of the song. And so I liked it because I don't know if anybody's familiar with Ryan Leslie. Y'all all should be. If not, shame on you. But Ryan Leslie is a really dope producer, and he has a song called Gibberish. And in Gibberish, the chorus is no words. You can't hear any words he says except for like the word moonlight and a couple of random words here and there. But basically the girl makes him so like flustered that he can't even say words. So I wanted this to be like, I'm frustrated at my situation and I can't even do nothing but just say da da da. Like I'm just in this zone where that's all I can do. And so, but I say that because after I recorded that, I'm like, okay, let me put auto-tune on that. And I'm like, okay, how would that sound with just auto-tune on there? So here we are. Da, 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 da. I'm saying da 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 da. I'm saying da 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 da. I'm saying da 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 da. So I was able to get that on everything, put the auto-tune on everything, but I didn't want to overdo it where you hear this just like crazy auto-tune riffing and stuff like that. But auto-tuner, this is the VST right here. I'm sorry, the plugin right here. I'm gonna try to make this a little bit bigger so y'all can see. And so right down here, you pick the chord of your scale you're in. So if it's a major or minor, you pick that first. And they have all of the types of scales. All the types of scales right there. And then you pick whatever note that your track is in. If you don't know how to find the note that your track is in, you kind of can go on two things. You can either go on the first note of your track or the very last note of your track, like the main note of your track. So typically your track is going to end and begin with that note in there, and it's going to be a consistent note throughout your track. So if you don't know what key your song is in, as they call it, the key of the song, it's typically going to be the dominant note of your original chords or original first note. So if they say the song is in E, it's probably going to be an E chord that's leading the song, right? If it's in C, it's going to be a C chord or some variation of a C chord that's leading your song. So that's how you know what chord it's in. And you can just go right on your DAW. If you're not a musician, you can go right on your DAW, open up your file right here, and I'll make this larger, and just go right over to your keypad, and you'll be able to see, you know, whatever your key is right here. So you hover over it and it'll tell you what key you're on. I knew I was in A, right? But because I was in the A and I wasn't in a minor scale, I just put C, just because the C scale gave me more variety and the notes I was trying to hit. So, well, that's definitely how you use it. You go in, you pick your chord. One second. You pick your scale. You pick major or minor or whatever it's going to be, and then it's going to block off the keys that it should allow, and then it's going to match that. Now there's better, good, there's basic, good, better, and best. I picked better just because better sound, you know, the most, you know, decent, but it didn't take my vocals and make them super choppy, right? I didn't want it to be like I'm trying to make an auto-tune rap track. And so I wanted to sound still like, you know, the auto-tune present, but I didn't want it to be take over the song. So if you go to best, it's going to make it way more auto-tune vibrato, I would say, whatever you want to call that, where the whole track sounds like robotic. But that's really what I did. But I love Autotuner. This is my first time using it. Typically, I would talk about Moto Bass, but this time, and I actually haven't been using Moto Bass lately, but I'll break that down in another video as to why I haven't been using Moto Bass. I still have it, but I use something else for my bass lines right now. But yeah, so that is my VST. Anybody got any questions on this joint?
Yeah. How come you did not play that whole track last week?
I didn't play any of this track last week. I had a different feeling last week. And after I heard a couple of the tracks that I heard, I'm like, you know what? This didn't really sound as soulful to me. So I played a different track last week. But
look at Grim shaking his head at you.
He told me the next day, he was like, yo, you should have played it. I'm like, all right, man. Yeah, you're right. You know, but
stick to your guns.
Yeah, man, listen, first of all, let me show you what my guns look like. Okay. I got all these KR tracks. Those are all for Trey Ace episodes. So it's 7 KR tracks, okay? 7 of them. So I had a lot to choose from, all right? There was a lot on my brain. So either, no matter which one I picked, one of the ones I like was going to get left behind. So, but yeah, it was a dope week. Like I said, just go right over to BeatLabs, download Autotune 1.3 as the most recent one. And from there, you will be able to have Autotune in Ableton completely free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Power.
Oh, one last thing really quickly about using in Ableton. You also, if you're recording vocals, I brought this up the last time, but since we're talking about vocals, you have to change your audio driver to the ASIO driver in order for your audio recording not to have latency and also have horrible quality. You do have to download the ASIO driver, but again, that is another free software to download. It takes
that's big facts, y'all. You guys really should write that note down. That's very golden rule right there. Thank you for that, E.
Absolutely, man. It by default, when you record in Ableton, there's like a 0.6 millisecond delay, but it's the most annoying thing to try to catch. And it makes you almost not want to record vocals over a beat. So when you get the ASIO driver, it instantly increases the quality and it also puts you right on track with the beat. There's no delay unless you put an effect on that track.
I mean, I would use that just to sample. Like if I'm running, a song through the inputs, then it's the same thing.
Yeah, but the ASIO driver does not allow you to listen to. You can't play audio from any other software on your device. So if you're using Ableton with the ASIO driver, you can't go on YouTube. You can't do on Zoom. You can't do anything like that. So it's specifically for when you're using Ableton or any other recording software that requires that driver. So just make sure you switch it back off from Ableton because it will make your computer seem like it doesn't work at all.
Okay.
But it's a super quick, like click of a button, turn it off, turn it back on. That's it.
That's dope, man.
Gems. Good stuff, E. Man, I know like when you found that out, you were like, because I know that you were about to. All right, background here. E sent me, he was like, listen, I might need to use your auto-tune. And then like a minute later, he's like, never mind, I found one.
Yeah, it was because normally I send my vocals to Cheeky, but if you don't hear how your auto-tune is, how it sounds in someone else's, like they can only work with what you give them. So it's like an old computer term, garbage in, garbage out, right? If my vocals are way off key, there's no way that you're going to be able to fix that, right? I have to give them to you 100% or 95% on key in order for the auto-tune to even work and register properly. So, now that, it's beneficial to have it with you. And if you're a producer in Ableton, having auto-tuning is super dope just for you to even reference choruses, verses, whatever. It's super convenient.
Nice. We got a bonus VST here. Ready? One last one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can you see RC20 on the screen right now?
Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to add one last thing because I know we're getting to our hour here. This is just, and I don't know if this is actually gonna work the way that I want to because I'm plugged into the DAW right now. So quick question for you guys. Can you actually hear my guitar right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like coming through like the system? I can turn it up. Here we go. Can you hear that better? Yes? Okay. That's the guitar, right? So I'll record my guitar through the system, but nowadays you hear a lot of like lo-fi stuff going on, lo-fi guitar stuff. And if you use RC20, it's instant lo-fi on the guitar. Let me turn it on 1 second. Actually, I don't think this is working the right way. Can you hear any effects on the guitar? It looks like it's not even working. 1 second. Let's try this. RC20. It's not even on. Come on, RC20. Let's try a different instance of it.
What are you doing?
If this doesn't work.
Greg, you stupid.
Nothing. Look, it's dead. Okay.
Probably. That's weird.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
I just was messing with it too. Okay, I'm gonna sound stupid.
You think you got to reset your system or something, maybe?
Probably.
Probably.
I changed the audio input. Let me try that really quick and see if that does anything different. Oh man, I thought it was gonna happen. Thought it was gonna happen. Now it's giving me the wheel. Give me 2 seconds here. Ooh, do you hear this?
Yeah.
Does it sound affected at all or no? No.
It sounds pretty clean.
Sounds clean. Okay, now let me try this. Still clean.
I kind of hear a little bit of distortion, like a little bit of adjustment on it, but I can't tell.
It's not working. All right, I'm gonna
what
try
if
one more,
what if you press one of the more prominent RC20 features? Maybe it'll be able to tell.
Like the wobble, turn the wobble all the way up and see if it's.
That's what I was trying to do. All right. I think it's something to do with the fact that I'm using the Focusrite and I have to change it to the Zoom driver, so it might not be like collecting the guitar and pushing the guitar through Logic in real time. So give me 1 second. Let's try it one more time. Come on, RC20. Nope, nothing. All right, never mind. There's your bonus.
Nothing.
Well, it was nice just to hear you play guitar.
Can you hear guitar now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
You should play us out on every episode.
Yeah, bro, that should be a rule.
Oh, come out of the shadow. Ready? Come out of the shadows. Come out of the shadows.
Power.
All right, I'm done.
That's beautiful.
You stupid, P. You about to cry.
All right, anything else? That's it.
No, that's it.
That's it. I do want to say this though.
It's all the secrets you're gonna get in the hour.
Listen, check back next week. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. And then make sure you comment, because I am volunteering Cheeky to give away a shirt.
Oh.
To
wow.
one of our subscribers that comments. Doesn't have to be today. This is going to be a 30-day contest that we're running. And we're going to pick someone who comments on this video or any of our videos over the next 30 days. You're going to win a 3 Beats Later shirt.
Look at that. 30 days.
And you're going to be serenaded by Cheeky and the Cheekettes live on our stream.
This is great. This is called the made up on the spot contest right here.
Actually, no, I talked about it earlier with our agent, and she was like, that's cool. So I said, cool. So yeah, keep playing that. So I just want to let y'all know, man, we coming to the close of the show.
Yes.
And at this time, I want to thank you all for coming out or staying in, helping us flatten the curve.
Yeah.
That unflattenable curve. And I want everybody to spend some time tonight just thinking about what makes them feel good. Right?
Feel good.
And
yes.
Once you think about what makes you feel good, I want you to think about 3 Beats Later, because our job and our goal is always to make you feel good, right?
Feel good all the time.
So what we want to do tonight, we want to take it home like this. Go ahead, play Cheeky.
Drive me home.
We're not gonna get them to sing too.
Yes.
Yo, no, but definitely thank you for watching the show tonight, man. We had a good time. I enjoyed myself, and I enjoyed learning about the other VSTs and plugins that my guys use. And we hope you learned something if you're a producer. And if you are not a producer, but you like music, I hope you learned a little bit more about how some of these producers and artists work on their craft. So
work on your craft.
Have a good night. Thank you for coming.
Good night.
We are not going to be here next week.
Tuesday next week. Tuesday
But-
night.
Tuesday night. But if you tune in on Monday, I might have a surprise for y'all.
Oh, okay. All right.
Technically, where would we be next week?
I'm sorry.
Hmm?
What?